Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Scott Lenox here, fishing OC, hooked on OC, deadly tackle. Got so much going on in the fishing world down here on the shore. It's hard to keep track of sometimes, but we really love doing it. Kristen, my lovely wife behind the GoPro this morning. We're going to bring you another Fishing OC fishing report. We changed the name from the Back Deck Fishing Report a couple of weeks ago to just the Fishing OC Fishing Report because we might be in the boat or at the dock or something like that. And since then, we've been on the back deck both times. Grass is looking absolutely lovely for those of you that have worried about that in the past. My man, Real JB, right here on YouTube, keeps us looking fresh and fancy every week, man. Thanks a bunch, Jay. So since the last time we were here with you, we've had a lot going on, and then we've had not so much going on. Maybe almost 2 weeks ago, we brought you the fishing report, and we had some really good tuna fishing right after Memorial Day, which was absolutely terrible weather over Memorial Day. Had a window open up on Monday, then the wind blew some more for weeks straight or so, so it was tough to get out to the fishing grounds, but there's been some decent fishing when the guys can get out there, and recently it's slowed down a little bit, but we had some really great catches over the Memorial Day holiday, especially on Monday. First text I got on Monday morning, Memorial Day, was from Austin Enzer on Primary Search. He was already done and heading back to the dock by 8:30 in the morning. He had 7 huge big-eye tuna, boxes and bags were all full. He was back there to Sunset Marina before lunch with a really great catch. And then all throughout that day, we saw catches of really nice yellowfin coming in up and down the dock. Fish On had a limited yellowfin out of Sunset Marina. Talking Trash had a great catch of yellowfins. Wrecker had a great catch of yellowfins, both at the Ocean City Fishing Center. And then last week when the weather cooperated, almost 2 weeks ago when the weather cooperated, it was really good yellowfin fishing, man. All the boats that were fishing out there, Marley, Boss Hog, Real Chaos, Pumping Hard, Spring Mix, Ronda's Osprey. Those guys were getting out there and mugging the tuna fish that 1 week. One of my fishing reports was tuna fish beatdown because it was just really good tuna fishing. And then last week, not so much. Calm weather, lots of boats out there on the weekend, and the fish just got pushed down. And then as they got pushed down, the water moved up to the north and the east, and it just got out of reach. So there's still a few yellowfins out there, but the catches are way down from those limits and 12 and 15 fish days. Still seeing a couple yellowfins and big eyes, but they are way more spread out. Hopefully the water down to our south off of North Carolina, South Carolina comes up this way over the next couple of weeks and we see some more good tuna fishing. First white marlin release out of Delaware happened last week, and it also happened to be the first white marlin for the Ocean City Marlin Club. Captain Chris Ragney and the crew of the Bill Slayer released a white marlin on, it was June the 7th, and because they're a member of the Ocean City Marlin Club, they will win $5,000 from the Ocean City Marlin Club. You might remember that first white marlin from Ocean City was on the Restless Lady 2 a couple days before that. They were not a member of the Ocean City Marlin Club, so they get the Ocean City money, but they don't get the Ocean City Marlin Club money. That's going to Captain Chris on the Bill Slayer. Also saw the first wahoo of the season last week. Angler Josh Short fishing out of Sunset Marina caught a nice wahoo and some yellowfin tuna and that sort of thing. Many thanks to Larry Budd from Coastal Fisherman for the picture and the report. Got another cool picture from Rich Diker. He was out there sea bass fishing with the crew, and they caught and released a Mako shark. First Mako shark I've seen this year. That fish was about, they said, about 140, 150 pounds. Still really cool. Remember, Mako's closed. I've gotten this question 2 or 3 times over the past few weeks, phone calls and text messages. Hey, we're going on an overnight trip. Can we kill a Mako? The answer is no. Cannot kill a Mako shark probably for the next 2 years, and then they're going to reevaluate it through ICAT and all that good stuff, but don't look for any change on the Mako anytime soon. Ocean bottom fishing, really good over the past couple of weeks when these boats can get out there. The bottom party boat fleet, Angler, Morningstar, Ocean Princess, Judith M, all doing really well with sea bass, and there are more and more flounder showing up as well. Got some really nice catches of flounder coming from guys that are specifically targeting flounder. We got Flounder Bob fishes on the Angler all the time. He caught a limit last week fishing on the Angler, and with everybody around him sea bass fishing, he knows what he's doing and was able to get on those fish. And the ocean bottom fishing charter boats are also doing really well. Chasing Tides, Captain Chase, and Captain Kane on Fishbound, both doing really well bottom fishing. Most of the time they're catching limits. Sometimes they have to work for it, but they're catching limits of sea bass. And Captain Kane on the Fishbound is now starting to catch the limits of flounder with some really nice fish coming up, anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds being the biggest of that bunch. Back bay fishing is okay. I wouldn't call it great. I wouldn't call it bad. It's okay. The water's been pretty clean. This wind really messes things up when it blows for a long period of time, especially out of south or the west. just because it doesn't allow that clean water to stay back in the back bay. Week prior, we had a nice northeast wind, even though it was blowing for several days and blowing really hard. So the clean water stayed back in the bay, so fishing stayed pretty good. Now we're dealing with this south and this west wind, so it dirties the water up a little bit, but there's still some flounder out there. Most of the fish are being caught in the thoroughfare behind Assateague Island. There's a few fish being caught now in the East Channel and deeper water around the Route 50 bridge in the Ocean City Inlet. Our deadly tackle, deadly doubles, man, I've been getting reports on those all spring long. They're still doing really, really well. I was out yesterday, took my brother and my nephews out, caught a nice 20-inch fish on a deadly double in the thoroughfare. Levi Dunlap had a nice 22-inch flounder up in the thoroughfare. That was also on a deadly double. And then the Tortuga's been doing really well, fishing out of Bahia Marina. I've seen that boat fishing mainly in the East Channel up toward the thoroughfare in the deeper water because that's a much bigger boat. But they've had some nice catches as well on the Tortuga. There's still some rockfish and some big bluefish back in the bay. There's a couple of snapper fish around, but if you know what you're doing, using some bigger baits, you can catch those bigger fish around the Route 50 bridge and the South Jetty. Big bird cropper, Sean Flaherty, both still killing it when they get out there. They're catching some really nice rockfish, some too big to keep. Remember, our slot has changed now. We're 28 to 31 inches. That's it. You're allowed to keep a rockfish in a slot about that big from 28 to 31 inches, and you're only allowed one per person. Chesapeake Bay, you're allowed 2 fish per person, 19 inches to 31 inches in the Chesapeake Bay and its tributaries. Morgan Miracle, same thing, catching some big rockfish, fishing the South Jetty, Route 50 bridge, mostly using Roy rigs, using the big thingamajig. That's become really popular because it's a 1-ounce head on it, using some of those rumblefish lures as well, and doing really well with the bluefish and rockfish downtown. And then Luke Rye, I got a nice text from our message from Luke Rye on Facebook yesterday. He saw us flounder fishing yesterday and was riding by, and he had a 33-inch, big old 33-inch bluefish in the boat, which was his personal best from the Route 50 bridge. All right, so tournament season is upon us, guys. We've got about a tournament every single week from here through the rest of the summer, it seems like, maybe except for 4th of July weekend. But we've got a lot of tournaments coming up here. The first of which this weekend is the Tuna and Tiaras tournament. Great ladies only tuna tournament out of the Ocean City Fishing Center. Registration is Thursday evening at the Ocean City Fishing Center starting at 5 o'clock. Goes until probably they're done signing up. Last year they had 30-some boats, several $1,000s worth of prize money. It's a great tournament, and ladies have a great time doing it. Scales action is going to happen Friday and Saturday after both fishing days, 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. You can find out more at tunaandtiaras.com. Look for nightly standings on that report and all of our fishing report stuff at fishingoc.com. We also sell all of our tackle online at deadly-tackle.com. That's my cue to hurry up. Make sure you like our social media. I'll scooch right here. Boom! Facebook, FishingOC, iFishingOC on Instagram. Make sure you go to the website, fishingoc.com, for all that good stuff. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams coming up here in the next few weeks, too. A tuna tournament. Poor Girls Open, White Marlin Open 50th anniversary, Hook Big Fish Classic 10th anniversary, and the Mid-Atlantic will end it all at the end of the summer. So it looks like a great summer getting ready to happen. Hope you joined us here. We're going to try and do this about every week. Give me a nod if we can try and do this every week. Doing this about every week. Yep. Try and do this about every week to bring you guys what's happened in and around Ocean City, show you some pictures, give you a little info on what's coming as far as weather is concerned and as far as tournaments are concerned. All right, this weather this weekend looks real nice. We got like 5 to 10 on Friday and Saturday, so both days look really good for tuna and tiaras. Hopefully that stays true for all the offshore guys too. All right, peace out. Lennox, see you next time.